The High Point now. Shelby visiting the Bison of High Point Central. High Point running the double reverse here, and it works. Nick Garrison gets it and just keeps getting it. Breaks some tackles, gets up the sidelines, and he's gone. High Point Central had a 14-7 lead. Guess what? They wouldn't score another point. Shelby came back to get him. Jarvis Harris keeps it, gets into the end zone, and Shelby comes from behind to win impressively 28-14. They'll move on to play Tarboro. Yeet. They won big tonight, 49.
They'll be at High Point Central in the 2A West semifinals. Shelby's going to score first. Check this out. Jarvis Harris avoids the sack somehow, and look at this pass. He just flips it underneath, and it goes to his teammate, and hey, 7-0 Shelby. That's Anthony Harris on the receiving end. Shelby on defense, the nice sack there. In the second half, the game was tied at 14, and Shelby gets tricky. They fake the punt. Antonio Borders goes across the border, takes the fake punt all the way to the 2-yard line, and that would lead to another shovel pass by Jarvis Harris. 21-14 Shelby after the touchdown. Later, Central trying to come back. They fumble. Timon Kanzler recovers and scores the touchdown. Shelby scores the win. Hey, they're going to the state final game 28-14 winners. Well, once
High Point Central stood in the way. Shelby has traditionally been a strong road team in the playoffs, and on Friday night they took their pile to High Point, and early on it was Travis Roseboro banging ahead for the first play of the game, but Shelby would soon have to go to the air. Jarvis Harris back to throw, looking for Frankie Crawford on third down. It's complete, but the Golden Lions would stall on this drive and have to punt. Then on the first play, or the first series that is, for High Point Central, on fourth down they would try to draw the Golden Lions off sides, but they said that High Point was simulating the start of the snap, and Shelby would get something going. Anthony Harris to midfield on that play, and then a couple of plays later, Jarvis Harris scrambling, running for his life, is about to be dragged down. He flips it ahead to Roseboro. Travis directing traffic on the far sideline. He'll take it all the way in, 42 yards for the touchdown. Eric Rockhold's point after TD was good, and Shelby led it 7-0. And Coach Rodney Borders on the sideline telling his defenders exactly what to do against the Bison triple option. And on this play, they would look pretty good. This is a third down play, and running the option wide is Chucky Reed. He stopped short of the first down, and Shelby gets the ball back. Now look at Roseboro just pounding ahead for big yardage. The Golden Lions would eventually, early in the second quarter, attempt an Eric Rockhold 37-yard field goal, but it was wide to the left, and the score remained 7-0. The Black Bison trying to take advantage, but couldn't get anything going up against Taiwan Kanzler and Atlas Kanzler with the big stop there. But a few plays later, they go to the trick book. Reed is going to air it out deep. Believe me, it's caught deep down the field by Wayne Traylor. Not a good camera job there by me as it got in. And then a couple of plays later, Rashad Stevenson, the quarterback, sneaks it in from the 1. It's a tie ball game. Jarvis Harris working some magic, flips it out to Hal Alexander as the Golden Lions would try to drive late before the first half. Alexander's going to be dragged down. Then a couple of plays later, Jarvis would go back to the air again, this time looking for a tight end cow pass. Pass will haul this one in, and Shelby's in business with under a minute to go in the first half. It would be Roseboro. Watch him bounce off tacklers, pounding his way down. It would set up yet another Eric Rockhold field goal attempt. This one from 28 yards, but it's blocked by the Bison. And that's the way we go to the half. The score tied 7 apiece. We'll be back with second half highlights right after this. Bad play. End around to Nick Garrison. Looks like Mario Camps got him in the backfield, but he can't hang on. Then a couple of Golden Lions going to clear each other out right there, and Garrison's off to the races. I go into the coach's backs, but trust me, he scores. And then Witch Brenner on from 35 yards out on the extra point after a penalty, and it's 14-7 High Point Central. And then Rashad Stevenson, looks like Central's going to be driving again, but he coughs up the football, and the Golden Lions have it. They can't do anything with it, so Patrick Tiernan on the punt, and it's a beauty. Inside the 15, all the way down to the 11-yard line, and on the first play, Haywood's going to cough up the football. Shelby's on it, and this time the Golden Lions will make the Bison pay. Jarvis Harris fakes the handoff to Roseboro, then he's going to keep it around the right side. He's in for the touchdown, but the extra point was blocked, and with 3:27 to go in the third quarter, it's 14-13, and it was nail-biter time for the Golden Lions. The Bison would try to keep something going, but here's a 4th and 8 play, and they get about 3 yards. Shelby takes over, can't do anything, and on 4th down, the play of the year, the fake punt to Antonio Borders. He's around the left side, and he's almost in for the score. Drugged down at the 2-yard line. A couple of plays later, Travis Roseboro's going to punch it in for the Golden Lions, and Shelby has the lead, 19-14. The Golden Lions choose to go for 2, and Harris drugged down. No, he flips it ahead to Anthony Harris. He's in for the 2-point conversion, and Shelby leads at 21-14. Then 2 plays later, Tywan Kessler picks up the fumble after C.J. Petty knocked it away from Stevenson, and he's in for the score of the touchdown. Shelby knocks in the extra point, and then for good measure, Mario Camp's going to step in front of Rashad Stevenson's late pass. He'll intercept it, and Shelby's going to advance to Chapel Hill. 28-14 the final. The Golden Lions will play Tarboro. Stay tuned next half hour. Randy Capps will have the Kings Mountain game. For Football Saturday, I'm David Allen.
The town of Shelby is excited about having their team being in the state 2A championship game, but they're not happy about traveling to Chapel Hill to play the game on a Thursday night.
It's really inconvenient for the whole city and the community to these sacrifices, driving back and down and back, because people are obligated for jobs, and students are going to be obligated to come to school tomorrow, or excuse me, Friday.
That many people traveling that longer distance, and majority of them coming back well after midnight on the highways.
Game can't be played on a Saturday because there's a UNC basketball game in Chapel Hill. Officials say there is not enough staff to cover a football game and a basketball game at the same time. Today, the team held a final practice before the big game. For seniors, this will be their last football game for Shelby High, so they had a dinner together along with some of the parents. Some seniors say they're excited to play, but they're also worried about their other classmates.
The students, they got to come back to school Friday, so they're going to drive all up there, driving home on a Thursday night at 1 o'clock in the morning. That's safety. There's too many accidents that could happen out there, so.
For those people that don't want to take that big, long drive to Chapel Hill, 2 big buses were rented today. In Shelby, I'm Enrique Correa, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Police now...
County plays for the 4A title Saturday afternoon. Folks, we've just been informed of a game time change from 3:30. 3 o'clock is when they'll kick that one off, so be ready for that one and get down there early.
It goes for the 2A state championship against Tarboro. Shelby, the Golden Lions haven't exactly snuck up on people. Last year's state runners-up, they were picked to be right back in the title game. Shelby comes in riding high after dismantling a tough High Point Central Ball Club 28-14 in last week's semifinal.
And I think once the ball's kicked off and once you get out there, they get the swapping licks. It's pretty much going to be it's going to be like a Friday night high school football game.
In Tarboro tomorrow at 7:30, we will have highlights. We've got Kings Mountain playing on Friday, Richmond County playing Saturday at 3 o'clock. We got you covered.
I'm just not talking to you anymore. That's all there is to it.
You're brutal. Florida Gators.
Brutal.
Welcome to this special state playoff edition of Football Saturday. I'm David Allen. The Shelby Golden Lions for the second straight year made it all the way to Chapel Hill, and on Thursday night, the Golden Lions went for the state title. When the Tarboro Vikings made their first entrance on the field Friday night, it really was their first entrance. They didn't come out for warm-ups. Shelby did, and you could tell the difference on the opening kickoff. Eric Rockhold gets it deep down the field to T.J. McGuire, and he's going to be leveled by Mario Camp. Ball comes flying out, and Hal Alexander has it for the Golden Lions. Shelby, trying to take advantage, would go to the fullback, Travis Roseboro, who's carried him all year long. Roseboro bouncing inside the 10-yard line, but the Golden Lions would miss a field goal and have to go on defense. And on defense, it would be the Shelby Swarm as they got all over Tarboro on this night. After Shelby gets the ball back on his second possession, this is the first play, and it's Anthony Harris hitting the corner. He gets the corner turned, and he outruns everybody to the end zone. 45 yards out for the touchdown. Let's see it again from the up top angle. Watch Harris get the corner turn. Looks like number 2's got the angle on him, but he can't pull him in, and Harris is in for the touchdown. Shelby led it 7-0, and then the defense would just keep hitting. There's Camp and Jason McCleve with a hit there, and that's going to set up Jarvis Harris. A 4-yard touchdown scamper, gets a good block from Harris there, and Shelby's up 14-0. the Golden Lions would get the ball back as the defense was hitting hard, and Antoine Hamilton. A nice little duck-in move there, and that's going to set up Eric White in for the injured Travis Roseboro. He goes in from 23 yards out, and before you can hardly get into the ball game, it's 21-0 Shelby. The Viking band trying to get their team fired up, but they just wouldn't do any good. Watch Camp on the hit right there. Travis Heath, the quarterback, taking a blow. That's why Camp was the defensive MVP. But C.J. Petty had his share of hits right there. As a loss for about 3 yards. The Golden Lions would get the football back, and Jarvis Harris would go deep down the field this time looking for Hal Alexander. He pulls it in for the catch, but Shelby would fumble the football away. But that defense would get it right back for him, and this time Harris back to pass. This one's going to be picked off by Heath. He made the Shrine Bowl as a defensive back, and he returns it for pretty good yardage and sets up the touchdown. Heath back to pass with 3.9 seconds to go, gets it out in the corner to Derek Black, and we go to the half with Shelby on top, 21-6. We'll be back with second half highlights right after this. The Golden Lions put them to rest on the first drive of the second half. Travis Roseboro carrying the mail right there, and he slams his way into the end zone. 28-6 Golden Lions, and then the defense would just go after the quarterback. Here, Travis, he's going to be run down by a host of Golden Lions, and the Shelby defense was cracking all night. Then when they got the ball back, Jarvis Harris calling his own number around the left side, picking his way through purple shirts and finding some nice running room. The Shelby Golden Lion faithful turned out big on the Thursday night, and what they saw was a Golden Lion victory. Roseboro, again, right up the middle, in for the touchdown on the first play of the fourth quarter, and that one pretty much salted it away. Golden Lions up at this point 34-6, and even with a 28-point lead, Coach Chris Norman can't let himself get too excited at this point, but the Golden Lions were in control, and even some of the fans already gone to the point of having the T-shirts made up. This play typifies the Shelby defense all night long. Nick Norris, a reserve linebacker, with a big hit, coughs up the football, and your Golden Lions are your state 2A champions as they win it 34-14.
We've got an old saying at Shelby, the offensive line has to pull the wagon. And I think you pulled the wagon tonight, Dave.
I think they pulled the wagon, Coach. Great effort.
It's got to be sweet to come back down here and win this one.
It is. I'm just really tickled for our kids. They've worked really hard, and you know, I don't know if mean people early in the year would have thought these kids would have been able to do it, but there's something special about them. They keep working. You know, my hat's off to them.
Once again, your final score: Shelby 34, Tarboro 14. The Golden Lions, the state 2A champs. Thanks for joining us for this special state championship edition of Football Saturday. Join Randy Capps tomorrow as he'll bring you highlights of Kings Mountain's chants in Chapel Hill. For Football Saturday,
to stay focused, really stay focused and keep going, because there's a pretty good team. We had to keep working hard at it.
There were some big plays in the kicking game, obviously, that swing the momentum. We had the drop punt for a touchdown down there that Brevard covered. A great job by their kicking team. And then we had the kick that hit our guy and rolled back, gave them good field position. So obviously, the kicking game did play a large part in the score tonight.
And congratulations to Starmount as they win their first ever state championship. Let's move on to the 2A ranks. Shelby High School taking on Tarboro. Interesting point here. The two head coaches have combined 3 years of experience leading their respective programs. But here they are, playing in the biggest 2A game of the year.
In Class 2A, the Vikings of Tarboro have gotten back into the title game for the first time since 1984 under the leadership of Mike Schott, who's in his second year at Tarboro. While from the West, Chris Norman of Shelby is in his first year leading the Golden Lions, even though he had been an assistant there since 1987. In the Eastern Finals, Tarboro used 566 yards of rushing to defeat Reedsville, with T.J. McGuire racking up 311 of those yards on 24 carries. In the West, the Lions have run their way back to Chapel Hill, using Coach Norman's wing-bone offense to roll over High Point Central last weekend on the road.
They do a great job. That is going to be a problem. They do such a great job of executing their offense. It's obviously that they're well coached and well disciplined, and it's going to be a great challenge for us. Again, with the short week, as you mentioned, it's going to be a greater challenge for our defensive staff to get ready to play.
Tarboro and Shelby hooked up for the first of 4 championship games on Thursday night, with both squads looking for the 13th victory of the season, the most by either one of these two coaches in a single season at their school. The big plays seem to be the order of the day, as on the opening kickoff, Javon Howe receives the ball for the Vikings on the 15. He's going to return it out to the 30, where it's knocked loose high into the air, and Craig Page will recover it in his first and 10 on the 31 for the Lions. Shelby would miss the 22-yard field goal on their first possession, but on their second possession, the Lions used just one play, as Anthony Harris rumbles 45 yards for the touchdown, and Shelby leads it 7-0. On Tarboro's ensuing possession, the Lions block the punt. Tarboro rolls out of bounds, and once again, Chris Norman's team is in exceptional field position. 4 plays later, quarterback Jarvis Harris keeps it and runs to the left for 4 yards, putting the Lions in the driver's seat with a 14-0 cushion. Shelby scored one more time in the first quarter, but it was their defense that came up big all night. Mario Camp had a big evening at the linebacker position with 7 unassisted tackles, 15 overall, with 4 of them hitting for a loss. Tarboro did get on the board in the first half when Travis Heath found Derek Black in the end zone. Quarter after was no good, and the Vikings trailed 21-6 going to the locker room. The second half belonged to the Lions as they scored on both of their possessions in the third quarter.
Welcome back. It's a special night here at WBTV Sports because we've got some of the finest high school football players in the country here on the premises tonight. It's our annual Player of the Week banquet, and our Cricket Morton joins us live from Patterson Studio with our Coach of the Year award.
How you doing, Delano? And I must apologize. We had to start eating without you. They just said we had to get started, so I'm really sorry about that. But right now, it's my pleasure to present our Coach of the Year award. And the award goes to Chris Norman this year from Shelby High School. Now, let me tell you a little bit about what they did this year. They finished 13-2, won a state championship. And for those of you who did not know, Chris Norman made his head coaching debut this year, so we would like to present him with the WBTV Coach of the Year award. And everybody give him a round of applause. And, Coach, I must ask you, you debut with the state title. How do you do an encore?
Well, right now we're just going to try to enjoy this one before we start worrying about next year. But it's been a great ride. I'm really tickled for our town and our school and our players. They've worked really hard.
I know he's worked really hard, Delano, and he'll have to work extra hard to top what they did this year. So come on over, Delano. We'll hold a little bit of food for you, and we'll have a great time tonight. And also at 11 o'clock tonight, we'll tell you who our Player of the Year was.
All right. Thanks a lot, Cricket. I tell you, that trophy looked like the Heisman. We got a lot of pull around here, don't we? All right. Some other news for you, Carolina Panthers. Wesley Walls, Kevin Green, and Mike